Welcome, Wanderer, to Machine Gun Lightning Bolt casting. I kid you not, this will become my strongest build. Right now, we're only level 19, and I haven't put a single point into Deft Hands for attack speed and damage increase, as I don't have Shadow Arts for a massive increase of spell damage with even more cast speed. And let's not get started on dismantling tactics for a massive damage boost against my marked opponent plus lifesteal. What I'm trying to say is, with minimal points invested, it is already insane, and I still have massive scaling left on the table, with further levels to come. In order to play this build, we'll need Rogue and Storm. The main reason for Rogue is that we need the Mark of Death for lifesteal, because our Lightning Bolt is going to use the power of Overload. Bear with me, this is going to be very interesting. Lightning Bolt is going to get 17 points. For this, we'll need 6 Divinity. Until you get the Lightning Bolt, just play the Call Lightning. It's insane. For the Lightning Bolt with 17 points, you need the 3 in Overload. It will give us bonus projectiles. In the case of Lightning Bolt, bonus projectiles does not mean bonus projectiles. It's the bonus forking you get as you hit an enemy. Those deal 60% less damage, but having an explosion with +3 seems pretty good, and another 30% more damage. Now you could add even more additional projectiles, but would rather go for Lightning Strike. Lightning Strikes in this case are another form of damage that will scale tremendously with Lightning Evoker, and also our Storm Nimbus. 4 more damage is 3 points into Rage. We're going to get 10 stacks with 2% more damage per stack of Rage. 20% more. Love it. And with your last point, you can either add Electric Burst, which adds a little stacking debuff that after 3 seconds expires and does 12 lightning damage. And since we're pretty much spamming away, you're going to apply these debuffs and they're going to run out 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, pop, 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 pop. Or you simply add another bonus projectile. The good thing is that we'll never run out of energy. Your energy regeneration basically is already making up for what we're doing here. Now you see that we're losing HP. No worries. This is completely covered by your rogue tree and also by the Overcharge passive. First, let's add Storm Nimbus to the frame. And the good thing is, since we have infinite energy, you don't have to go for conservation to reduce the energy that the skill reserves. No, we can go for Thunderstorm to get another 60% lightning strike damage. That is the lightning strike I was talking about here. With the spam, we can trigger lightning strikes. These lightning strikes will get massive more damage. And the Storm Nimbus itself does lightning strikes. And in order to make it do even more damage, we're going to go up to 13 points total and then add another 40% bonus lightning damage. It's now going to reserve 135 energy. Oh no, how terrible. I'm still spamming away without losing a single point of energy. Okay, let's add the full 18 points of Divinity and go for the Overcharge ability. Overcharge gives our Overload ability another 55% increased damage. Pretty rad. And then with the Duration passive, we take 40% less damage from Overload and we get 2% increased lightning damage per Overload. And if we're actually going into a boss fight, we can get 50, 60 stacks of Overload. And that's right now with not maxed out cast speed, with no 2 weapons for maximum cast speed, with cast speed on every single item, making us just go, we could probably get 60, 70, 80, 100 stacks of Overload later on for another 200% lightning damage then, which also is going to boost those lightning strikes coming down. As you hear up in the storm passes, we're also going to take Raging Storm, which increases our rage effect, and we're going to increase the maximum rage amount. So now we can get 13 stacks, and every stack gives us more damage. We sadly don't have more points to put in here, but as you notice, another 4 points more brings this effect up to 80% instead of 40%. What we need 8 points for is actually Lightning Evoker. Lightning Evoker says, when you use a non-active skill, there's a 45% chance to hit a random enemy with a lightning strike. Okay, so we have a 30% chance. We have random lightning strikes happening and the lightning strikes do more damage. Then we have a 45% chance to randomly hit enemies with lightning strikes. And the Evoker itself gives us another 40% lightning strike damage. Plus, whenever Rage overflows, so when we get more than 13 stacks, which we permanently get, there's another chance for random lightning strikes. Now let me actually bamboozle you. We're currently sitting at 416 damage, which doesn't seem like a lot, but you've seen it in the video before. We're absolutely obliterating bosses. And that's because of the massive good damage scaling we have left. Here's our increased lightning damage. increased projectile damage. We have increased spell damage and cast speed. Over here is increased damage and cast speed. We have increased spell damage. And yes, we also have increased damage against a mark opponent. And we could get even more vitality damage and lifesteal. We'll get to that in a bit. All of this we can't take with 18 points, but you notice the potential of what is going to happen. Right now I'm going to put 12 points in here for the massive increase of lightning damage with bonus projectile damage and bonus spell damage plus cast speed. As we also go over here with the spell rage to get even more cast speed. These are all my passive points. I can't even tap into deft hands to get myself another cast speed bonus and then put more. You get the drift. It's going to be crazy. That being said, in the rogue tree, we still have 9 active points. To spend anything, we'll have to gem in 6 divinity, and then we're gonna go for our mark of death and put 3 points in here for weaken. Our opponent now does less damage, and the mark will stay forever. This is actually cool. It's gonna mark the target. It's never going to run out unless you would use poison burst. We're not using poison burst. What mark does is, when you hit the marked enemy, you deal an extra 10% of the hit as vitality damage. This damage cannot crit, which is fine, but vitality damage has 10% lifesteal. Now we're going to be losing HP, but at the same time, because of the mark and the vitality damage, we're restoring HP and actually not taking any damage. While our storm passive is already providing us with less damage taken. And later with the rogue tree, we can get more lifesteal, we can get more vitality damage, and over with the dismantling tactics, we can get 40% increased lifesteal against your marked target. Yeah, you kind of understand. We're going to be undying while we keep overloading. It doesn't matter how many stacks of overload we're getting. We're always going to survive. We're always going to get more damage, and we're always going to get that 2% scaling. The more attack speed we have, the more crazy it goes. Now we get the mark, but we're also going to take the preparation. Preparation is actually funny. With 3 points in again, we can choose to go for Trailblazer. Trailblazer gives us resistance, and resistance in this case is interesting because more resistance means less lightning damage taken from overload, and we get more movement speed. Now I only have 3 active points left, and I would like to put them into Vanish for the damage increase, but I don't have enough divinity. So yes, you want to play Vanish, as Vanish allows you to get just that easy 30% damage bonus, and you can actually get also more lifesteal if you wanted to. That being said, over in the Storm Tree, you can now go for Blink with 1 point, that we have the ability to blink around and cast a Lightning Strike at the position where we blink to. And over here, we can put 2 more points in for Lightning Resistance. Again, the overload damage is lightning and fire damage. So if we have lightning resistance, we take less damage and we can soak better up. On the side note here, Storm Adaptation passive will also give you an overload damage safety. Now with all of this together and your buff activated, you always want to put your mark on your first target, even if you're approaching just a normal mob pack. That's just going to give you some bonus lifesteal. So mark, hit them away, they die, easy cheesy. And you're going to summon Mr. Pan. And again, if you put your lifesteal on a boss, it will stay on the boss forever. So it won't go away. So I'm going to mark him now. He's marked. I don't have to do anything. And then I just spam away, like literally standing still, just going crazy. And the mark provides me with enough lifesteal to not care. And that's with the minimal lifesteal here right now, right? So that's already pretty powerful. I mean, I'm sitting at 50 stacks, over 100% bonus damage. I could get even more stacks with even faster attack speed and even more bonus damage and even more lifesteal. Massive. On our equipment, we're going to be looking for cast speed to just hit faster. As my weapon, I'm currently playing the Storm Strike bow, which gives me bonus lightning damage, movement speed, and generating overload gives me bonus critical hit chance. Kinda nice, but not the best thing I could do. I would be better off getting 2 daggers that each give me at least 20% bonus lightning damage, and then also bonus cast speed. That would be the non plus ultra. And for our stacks, we're jamming everything into knowledge, and I put quite some into agility as well, as I wanted to use the bow, and I want to be able to use 2 daggers. And as we mentioned now multiple times for the future levels, Vanish is obviously on the table. Maxing out here, the movement speed with Trailblazer can be done because you don't care about energy being reserved. You have infinite energy. You could even max out in the Storm Tree, your Storm Nimbus, to get more lightning resistance, and then get here lightning resistance on the side with less overload damage, plus maxing out the Raging Storm, going for the projectile bonus damage, going for more cast speed and spell damage, and increasing your cast speed, overall damage, more spell damage, more lifesteal, more damage to marked enemies. Hell, the mark can even be completely flashed out to go for more weaken. This build truly has the highest damage potential madness I've seen in a while. If that is not your cup of tea though, how about a damage over time character or a burning whirlwind? Enjoy and have a fantastic good day.